But there's also a homegrown problem about which I've been warning now for 3 or 4 years, and this is the fact that we have this enormous bubble in the housing market which has been financed by some quite extraordinary and often reckless lending by the banking system, which has led people into very, very high levels of personal debt. Now, the level of British house prices and the level of British household debt in relation to people's earnings is extreme by the standards of the developed world, even by the standards of the United States. This was never going to be sustainable. It was going to come to a messy end. And when I and others warned the government of this, Gordon Brown, they just took no interest. They were completely complacent, pretended there wasn't a problem. But there is a problem, and at least part of it is homegrown.
Are you saying it's no bad thing if house prices start to fall because they were so absurdly high that they have to fall?
Well, there will have to be a correction. Everybody realises that. It was not sustainable. I mean, I'm not in the business of making predictions. I mean, I'm in politics. I'm not a forecaster. But, you know, responsible bodies like the International Monetary Fund say there probably will be a correction of maybe 25% or something of that order. And the problem is that because of the extreme lending practices that took place in the past, an awful lot of people who took out very large mortgages, very large loan-to-value mortgages in the past will find themselves in negative equity. Some of them will find themselves struggling to service their mortgages and leading to the repossession process. We see that happening at the moment.
We're hearing a lot of predictions about repossessions. I mean, what would you say is a likely figure for the number of repossessions we might have to encounter?
Well, let's look at the facts. I mean, the first stage of the repossession process, not actual repossession, the repossession orders are running at roughly the same level as they were in the early 1990s when that crisis burst. So, you know, we hope it doesn't progress, but there are plenty of danger signs. And I think the government does have to be involved here, not bailing out people who've got into trouble with their mortgages. That would not be right. But making sure that the banks are under an obligation to offer a proper range of options for people to keep them in their own homes. We can't have a situation where tens of thousands of people are being forced out onto the streets by the banks foreclosing on their homes because there's no homes to go to. I mean, social housing stock is so depleted, there just aren't council or social housing available anymore.